Good morning, students. The topic of today's class is problem solving, state space search, and control strategies. This is chapter number 2 from the textbook, which belongs to Unit 1. Let us understand the meaning of problem solving. Problem solving is a method of deriving solutions. These solutions are derived through step-by-step manner. And when you solve a problem, you should provide a description from the initial step to the final step. Consider an example. There is a problem you already know, which is called as traveling salesman problem. Problem is that there is a person who is a salesman. He need to travel around the city and he need to visit every place only once. Traveling salesperson problem. To solve this problem, a solution has to be derived. A solution has to be presented in such a manner that it is a step-by-step approach. Solution in the form of step-by-step approach. There is an initial place where the salesperson is starting. So there is initial place, and there is a final destination. Final destination in the sense that he has traveled all the places and has reached the last place. From suppose if he has started here, from here he has moved here, here, and different places visiting without repeating. And this one you can call as initial step, and this is the final step. From initial step, you move to the second step to third step, and eventually, salesperson uh, finishes visiting all the places in the city, and finally he reaches the last place. This is problem solving. All right. When AI has to solve a problem, it performs uh, a range of possible steps to achieve a solution. And in order to perform this range of possible steps, it performs a search, a systematic search. AI systems solves the problem which has been presented to you in such a manner that it is a systematic search procedure using a range of possible steps to achieve the predefined solution, and it is characterized by a series of actions. This AI system takes series of actions. These series of actions should minimize the difference between the uh, initial state and the final state, or the desired goal. Initial situation, or the first situation, and the desired goal, or the final situation. So this series of action minimizes the difference between start and finish. At this point, I would like to ask you, in a traveling salesperson problem, what do you think the system should minimize?
Cost, ma'am.
Yeah, cost in terms of,
Money and distance.
exactly. So then, in terms of distance, as well as, because if he travel on a vehicle, anyway he will be using money to put petrol or diesel or something. So therefore he reduces the money and also the distance. The the whole idea of AI system, finding a solution to a problem, is a systematic search that takes series of action that minimizes the difference between start and finish. How does AI performs this task? The problems are modeled in as a state space problem. Here AI models the problem as state space problem. What is a state space? Well, state space is a set of all possible states from start to goal states. State space is a set of all possible states from start to goal state. And then these states are represented in the form of a graph. They form a graph. And the states in the graph are linked in such a manner that if there is any direct connection from one state to another state, if you have these states, consider that this is our Abbott's state and this is our Bashirbagh state. From Abbott's to Bashirbagh, there is a direct connection. There is a road. Therefore, these two can be connected. From Abbott's to Usmania University, we have to go through several different intermediate states. There is no direct connection. Uh, in this way, you form a graph of the states that form uh, the state space. State space has got set of all possible states from start to goal state. Uh, Consider you're starting at Abbott's. This would be your start state. Your goal state is this Usmania University. This is your goal state. To reach from start to goal state, you need to go through various other states. Also, remember, it's not a fixed route. You have several routes from this start state to this goal state. There are several states, and the goal here is to minimize the distance from start to goal. And how does AI do all this? By a systematic search procedure. The question now to you is, what do you think is the difference between the search performed by AI and the search performed by a traditional system?
Uh, Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah, please go ahead.
As we discussed yesterday, AI already has some specified set of rules. According to that, it can cut off the unnecessary routes depending on that. But in traditional search, it will go through each and every process.
Yeah, you are uh, partially right. The difference between AI search and conventional search or traditional search is that in AI, we take a state, we expand it. All right. If you take a state of abets, from abets, what are the routes? What are the routes leading to which other states? That you expand in the graph, and you can move ahead in this direction. When you are moving ahead in this direction, you can just discard these two. Or if you are willing to go to this direction in order to minimize certain conditions, you may go this and you may uh, discard the other two. So it's like whenever there is a need, the uh, states are expanded and further new states are generated. As we are in the process of exploring and finding the solution, we can generate the states. All right. Whereas in a traditional search method, searches are applied to an existing graph or existing state space which has already been defined. Like this, a graph will be presented and search has to be performed in this graph. All right. Whereas in AI, as the search progresses and proceeds, states are generated. You expand a state, you explore the options, you continue with the one which minimizes the criteria, and further you expand that chosen state. Likewise, you are generating new states. Here in conventional search, states are fixed and the graph is predefined. In AI, you can define the graph. I hope it's clear.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. There are two kinds of problem solving methods. What may be the two kinds of problem solving methods? The two kinds of problem solving methods are general purpose methods and special purpose methods. general purpose and special purpose. What is a general purpose method? This method is applicable to a wide variety of problems. Whereas a special purpose method is made for a particular problem. All right, these are the two kinds of methods for the how these solutions are obtained. The most general approach for solving a problem is to generate a solution and to test it. What AI does is it generates a solution and test whether the solution is the desired solution. And for generating new state in the search space, to generate an action, operator, or rule is applied. And tested. What kind of testing is done? It is tested whether the newly generated state can lead to the solution or not. Is it a minimal solution or not? In case the state is not the goal state, the process is repeated. All right, the procedure is repeated if it is not a goal state. If it's not a goal state, the procedure is repeated. What is the procedure? Procedure is to generate new states. And uh, the order in which rules are applied to the current state is called a control strategy. There is a term called control strategy, which means that what is the order? It addresses the question of uh, creating an order to apply the rules. Which rule is to be applied first? Which rule is to be applied next? All right, this is the introduction to problem solving. Let us go ahead and discuss some of the general
Ma'am,
problem. Yes,
sorry for interruption, ma'am. It's
no problem.
this control strategy means it will define the sequence, ma'am.
Yeah, it
Or
defines the sequence. Yeah, it defines the
okay,
sequence. Now
okay,
we'll do one problem. You will understand how sequence is important. Sequence is
okay.
very important in solving a problem.
Means
Uh,
it is a methodology, or it has some separate methods in control strategy, or otherwise the given method is arranged in a sequence.
it depends on the problem which you are solving. The control strategy uh, uh, it defines some methods like forward chaining, backward chaining, data-driven search, or goal-driven search. Based on the problem and the solution, you come up with the sequence. If
Okay.
you are solving the problem from start to end, then obviously you are going for a strategy in which you begin with the initial state, you further expand it to get some intermediate states, and finally you reaches the goal state, which is Nothing but solving a problem in forward um, uh, method. Okay, forward chaining method. Uh,
Okay.
uh, there may be a control strategy in which you know the solution, you start the solution, but you would like to know how you have derived the solution. What is the base state or the goal initial state to come to this goal state? That way, also you can come up with the sequence.
So we can understand this as the control statements in a program, in somewhat.
Control statements.
Like there will be loops, no ma'am. After doing initial stage, no need to go for initial again. We have to repeat some things like that. So we can move to control statements to another initial state to
Uh,
continuously perform that operation like that.
it is like that, but then it is not limited only to control statement. It is about the entire program from main method to the closing brace.
Okay.
What is
Okay.
the sequence?
Okay.
Because suppose if you are writing a program to perform arithmetic operations, what do? You begin by defining variables, take the input from the user, and then you perform addition operation, then you print the result. This is the like sequence from it accepting input to generating the output. That is control strategy. Is
Okay.
it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Going ahead, let us look at this what is said in this. So problem solving is a method of deriving solution steps beginning from initial description of the problem to the desired solution. It has been conventionally one of the focus areas of AI. Why it is focus areas of AI? Because it is about solving a problem, and we want artificial intelligence to solve the problems. It is characterized as a systematic search, using a range of possible steps to achieve some predefined solution. This all we discussed. Further, the task is solved by a series of actions that minimizes the difference. That is the introduction to problem solving. The next topic is journal problem solving. In this section, we will study some of the problems and their solutions and how AI approaches to solve such problems. Next topic is journal problem solving. Okay, in this, the first topic is production system. What is a production system? It is a kind of methodology or formalism that helps AI programs to do search process in a state space problem. Uh, Production system, it can be a methodology or or a formalism that helps AI to do search process in state space problems. This system comprises of start or initial state. This production system has got a start or initial state. It has got a goal or final state of the problem. Further, it has got production rules. What is a production rule? Well, it has a left side that determines the applicability of the rule and the right side that describes the action to be performed if the rule is applied. This production rule has got two parts, left part and right part. Left side, it determines the applicability, whether you can apply the rule or not. Applicability. Right side describes the action. What action to be performed if this rule is applied. All right, that is a production rule. So a production system has got a initial or start state, a goal or final state, and a production rule. Production rule has got two parts, a left part that determines the applicability of the rule and the right part that describes the action to be performed if the rule is applied. All right, let us look at problem. Consider water jug problem. What is the problem statement? You need to write the problem statement. It says that we have two jugs. A 5-gallon, we say liter, but there is another measure for a liquid which is gallon. You can say 5-liter jug or a 5-gallon jug, and a 3-gallon jug. Let us follow the textbook terminology. It says gallon, so let us call it gallon. And a 3-gallon jug. And there are no measuring markers. On the jugs, you don't find any measuring marks. No measuring marks. There is a water supply and less water supply. From the tap, you can take any amount of water. The task is to get 4 gallon of water in 5 gallon of jug. These are the given situation. Now the task. What is the task in this problem, or actually what is the problem? It is to fill 5-gallon jug with 4-gallon water. You can use both the jugs. There are no measuring marks. There is a water supply. But then you need, without measuring, you need to fill 4 gallons of water in 5 gallons of jug. This is the problem. Talking about the solution, what is the state space for this problem? Because AI is all about searching for a solution in the state space. State space is a set of all the states. So what is the state space for the problem? It can be described as a set of ordered pair of integers x comma y such that x represents number of gallons of water in 5 gallon jug and y represents 3 gallon jugs. Okay, x is 5 gallon jug and y is 3 gallon jug. Let us start to find the solution. What is the start state? Start state or the initial state is 0 comma 0, means 5 x is 5 gallon jug, y is 3 gallon jug. 0 comma 0 means both are empty. In the start state, both the jugs, we have got these jugs. One is 5 liter, another 5 gallon, another 3 gallon. This is bigger, 5 gallon. This is 3 gallon. Initially, both are empty. What is the goal state? Goal state, we know that. Yeah, can anyone tell me what is the goal state?
4 gallon water in 5 gallon jug.
4 comma
4 comma y.
um
Sorry, x 4 comma x.
no, x is 5.
Sorry, that x is 5, right?
Students, um, Jagdish, very good. You are right partially. 4 comma, is it necessary to have a empty 3 gallon jug? Here it can be anything, right? You are not putting any condition on 3 gallon jug. 3 gallon jug can be empty, 3 gallon jug can have 3 gallon water or 1 gallon water or 2 gallon water. You are not putting any condition on 3 gallon jug. Okay, so we are putting condition on 5 gallon jug. There is no condition on 3 gallon. So it can be n, where n is less than or equal to 3. It can be anything. That is the goal state. What will be the possible operations that can be used in this problem? I'll tell you one possible operation. Further, you can come up with other possible operation. Fill 5 gallon jug from the tap and empty 5 gallon jug by throwing water down the drain. This is one operation. You can fill 5 gallon jug and then empty it by throwing the water. This is one possible operation. What may be the other possible operation?
Ma'am, filling
Hmm.
filling the 3 gallon jug and
We can
pouring
fill
that.
3
We can pour that into 5 gallon jug. Again, filling the 3 gallon jug. This time we need to pour only if, 1/3 of the 3 gallon jug.
Okay, you are telling me the solution. Very good.
Yeah,
But
that
let us
can be.
see, yeah, let us see whether that would give us the right solution or not. These possible operations 4 into 5 gallon. This is absolutely a right operation, but these have to be uh, formalized. These operations have to be formalized in the form of a production rule. These
Okay.
statements, you cannot put the statements, vague statements like this. You have to follow production rules. What is a production rule? A production rule specifies the applicability of the rule given the state, given the present state, and the actions that need to be taken. That is a production rule. All right, production rule. So let us represent these operations in the form of production. These are not limited to two, there are several. You can come up with several operations. Rule number one. Let us formally put it in the form of a table. This is rule number, first column, second column is left side of production rule, or you can call left of rule, and right side of production rule, or you can call right of rule description. You can describe it. So rule number one, now we are coming up with the rules. After you come up with the rules, then you have to apply these rules to find the solution. X comma y such that x is less than 5. This is left of rule. What is right of rule? 5 comma y. What is the description? This is fill 5-gallon jug. Can you elaborate this? What is the meaning of this?
In 5 gallon jug, we are filling it,
Hmm.
and in 3 gallon jug, it is empty. So in this case, we need to remove one fifth of the 5 gallon jug to get the solution.
No, no. First we have to come up with the rules. Then
Okay, okay,
will see how we can apply them. First
okay, okay.
rules. First rule is that why you are not bothered about y now. In the first rule, you are concerned only with 5-gallon jug, which is x. You are saying x is less than or equal to 5 means you are filling uh, you are filling 5-gallon jug with 5 gallon water from the tap, from the water supply. And why you are leaving as it is. It can be empty, it can have a 3-gallon, 2, 1, we are not concerned. The second rule is x comma y. X is such that x is greater than 0. What does this mean? 0 comma y means what? 0 comma y means you are emptying. 0 means now there is no water in 5-gallon jug. Empty 5-gallon jug. Third rule is x comma y. X is not x. X we have done it. Y. Y is less than 3. Means if y is less than 3, you are filling it with uh, if y is less than 3, only on this condition only you can fill, right? If y is uh, having 3-gallon water, you cannot fill it. That's why these conditions are there. If x is greater than 0 means if x has some water, only then you can empty it. If x does not, x means 5-gallon jug. If x does not have any water, then what you will empty? There is nothing to empty. So these conditions should be satisfied, should be met in order to do this. This condition should be met in order to perform this action, because right side of the rule is to perform an action. So if x is less than 5, okay, let me show you like this. This is 5-gallon jug. In this 5-gallon jug, if you have, there is no measure, okay? If you have half water, and I can't say half water is 2.5 because there is no measurement given. I cannot say it is 2.5. I am saying that there is half water. If there is half water, still there is a space to fill the rest half. Okay. So for that purpose, what do? You test the condition. Is X, X means 5 gallon jug, less than 5? Yes, it is less than 5. 5 is here. 5 gallon means this point. So then now what you are doing? You are filling uh, totally, and it now has 5 gallons water. Now we can say that it has got 5 gallons water. Okay, students. Right. Next, fourth rule specified is x comma y such that y is greater than 0. If y is greater than 0 means there is some water in 3 gallon jug. Now you are emptying. Emptying means what? 0. This is fill 3 gallon jug. This is empty 3 gallon jug. Rule number 5 is x comma y such that x plus y is less than or equal to 5 and y is greater than 0. If these both conditions are met, can you tell me what are these two conditions? And if these two conditions are met, what you can do? What are these two conditions? X means 5 gallon jug, Y is 3 gallon jug. X plus Y means X plus Y, total X water plus Y water should be less than or equal to 5. And Y should be greater than 0. Means total water in 5 gallon and 3 gallon, total water should be less than or equal to 5.
And y is empty.
And Y is, no, not greater than 0 means Y is not empty.
So
Y
y
is
is
greater than means it means that there is some water in 3 gallon
okay.
and there is some space in 5 gallon jug.
Oh,
This implies that there is some space in 5 gallon jug. It means that total water x plus y should be less than or equal to 5. Total water means 5 gallon jug has some water, 3 gallon jug has some water. When you combine both x plus y, it should be less than or equal to 5. Suppose there is some water here in 5 gallon and there is some water in 3 gallon. Consider, suppose if this is 1 liter and 2 liter, 1 plus 2 is less than or equal to 5? Yes. If it is less than or equal to 5 and there is some water in y means y greater than 0? Yes. Then what are you doing? You are uh, filling x plus y comma 0. What is the meaning of this? Students, are you able to understand what I am doing?
yes, yes, ma'am. Partially.
Uh, can you tell me now what is the meaning of this?
It means in YJ there is no water. We are filling in this X1
From where you are filling into where?
from X to X plus Y. No, we are making sure that X plus Y is less than 5 here. Less
Hmm.
than or equal to 5. If we are not filling anywhere here.
Hmm.
So we are just defining these. This is the water we have both combined. Am I correct, ma'am?
Um. Yeah, you are coming to point. But completely, totally, you tell me. X. What is X? First, tell me what is X.
X is a 5 gallon jug.
Y is
Y is 3 gallon jug.
X plus Y means what?
It's 8 gallon jug if we combine both. But
X plus Y means total water.
yeah,
Total water in both the jugs.
yes, yes.
If it is less than or equal to 5, what does it implies? What does this implies?
Less than or equal to 5 means the amount of water we require to measure is we have taken. Sorry, I'm unable to understand this point because here we are not defining anything, no, ma'am. We are just
Hmm.
taking amount of water we have. We
Hmm.
should have. That's it.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, you are right. You are right. It's confusing, but then I give you time anyway. Our time also up. I give you time to think about it, reflect on it, ponder over it. Tomorrow we will resume our discussion from this point onwards, and I hope that tomorrow you would get more understanding about okay, from 5 liter to 3 liter. No, not from 5 liter to 3 liter. Okay, you please think about it. At the back of your mind, somewhere you think what is that rule and what is the need of that rule. Tomorrow we will resume, and I hope that tomorrow it would become more clear. Okay, students, then see you. Bye.